In this video, we'll look at what a reducible interest loan is. Now, it's a loan which of course needs to be repaid over time, but with interest being compounded as well. So the interest will reduce as the loan is being paid off. So we'll take this example of a $40,000 loan with reducible interest charged at 6% per annum, and let's say we can afford to repay $1,000 a month. We'll track what happens for the first few months, and more specifically, we'll keep track of the amount owing at each point in time. So at the beginning, we're owing $40,000, the exact amount we borrowed. And what will happen during the first month? Well, throughout the month, interest is being charged. So like with compound interest, we'll be increasing the amount owing by a percentage. So we multiply by taking one full copy of what we have, and then we add some percentage. Now the rate is 6% per annum, so we'll write the 6% in there. But things are happening monthly, so we'll divide that rate by 12 to get the sort of rate per month. And if we now multiply $40,000 by this red guy in our calculator, we'd get something like $40,200. Okay, but right at the end of the month, you're also going to make a repayment of $1,000. And this just reduces the amount owing by $1,000, so we can subtract that number. And that reduces the amount owing to only $39,200. And so for month 2, we just do it all again, right? We charge interest. So multiply by that same percentage increase. We get 39396. And if you're paying attention to the numbers, you'll realize that less interest is charged this month. It's only $196 instead of $200. And it'll always happen like this since we are owing less at the start of the month. And so the interest charge will reduce accordingly, which is why we call it reducible interest. Okay, but moving on, we make another $1,000 payment, reducing the amount owing to 38396. Okay, and so it happens all over again for month 3. We charge interest by multiplying the percentage increase again, giving us almost $38,588. We make our $1,000 payment, reducing it to $37,588. And the story continues until we've paid off our loan. And so, of course, we'd like to ask how long would it take to pay it off completely, how much interest would be charged in total, or perhaps more likely, how much will I have to pay each month to be able to pay this loan off, say, within 5 years, 10 years, perhaps even longer if it's a larger loan for a house or something, okay? But this is actually not so easy. See, every month, 2 things happen to the amount owing. Interest is charged, multiplying by 1 plus whatever interest rate we're using. Then we make a payment, subtracting by the value of that payment. Now, repeating a multiplication is easy. We just use a power or something, like for compound interest. Repeating a subtraction is also easy. We just use multiplication. But when you have both things happening each month, this is really difficult to repeat, right? There isn't a single mathematical operation that can handle repeating these 2 things over and over again. So what's the solution? Well, if you're taking what is currently called advanced maths or higher, we can set up this whole story as a geometric series and use that to handle the payments and stuff. And if you're taking what is currently called standard maths, well, we read our payments off a table. Okay, now personally, I find this harder because a lot of the maths then is hidden, and you really have to learn to read the tables carefully and trust them. And what I mean by that is understand when you're supposed to just take numbers off tables or off the question, and not even think about using compound interest calculations or anything like that, because a story is just way too complicated for that. Okay, so I'll demonstrate in separate videos, but it's still helpful for you to see what's happening first. Even if you're studying standard, not only will the story help you make sense of why and when to use the tables, but also it's not unreasonable for us to expect that you can do these calculations for at least the first few months manually. Okay, just typing stuff into your calculator and repeating that a few times. And if you're ever doing that and wanting to just get to a final amount owing at the end of, say, 4 or 5 months, I suggest you type this whole calculation into the calculator at once. So don't break it up unless the question asks you to, okay? That way it'll be much easier to repeat, but that's something to show maybe later in person. Okay, that's all for this one. Just the story behind reducible interest loans. We'll demonstrate how to actually navigate the maths in separate videos. So thanks for watching. See you around.